back to 1981 to see if Tottenham can win the first trophy since 1973. Can Spurs do it against Man City? We'll see. Oh, when the Spurs go marching in! Oh, when the Spurs go marching in! I want to be in that number! Oh, when the Spurs go marching in! Oh, when the Spurs go marching in! Hi and good evening and welcome to Tottenham Tantrum Gold, your home of your classic games, classic content, classic debate. Tonight we're going all the way back to 1981 for the 100th Cup final, the year of the Cupful, and everything that goes with it. Tottenham had been relegated back in 77, but they climbed their way out the next season. Berkshire had put together a great side with Ozzy, Ricky, Garth Crooks, Steve Archibald, Steve Perryman, the captain of the great 70s and 80s sides, who we had on Friday. So this is just a little tip cap off to Mr. Perryman to thank for everything he's done and coming on Friday. We enjoyed you, so we thought we'd show this game. Tonight I'm joined by my two usual co-hosts. Down below is Mr. Phil Letiz. Right, Phil?
I'm all good, thank you. You?
And beside me is my usual co-host for the mornings and everything, is Mr. Coover99. How are you, Coover?
A little bit under the weather, but still want to do this show because it's a great match.
It is. Do you want to get the comments up, and Coover, do you want to read them?
Okay, do you want to... Yeah.
I'll put the match, or would we do the comments first? Okay.
Yeah.
Right, Killian Kenny. I'm assuming it's Killian. That is where you pronounce the name, isn't it?
Killian is Killian. Yeah, Killian.
Yeah, Killian Kenny. Big up, Dermot. It's a pleasure to be on tonight to watch it. Big up, mate.
Up, Killian. Lovely. Thank you for being here.
And he said he's pumped up as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Cody Mack, classic channel. Cheers, mate. Good of you to join us again.
Cody.
Moondog saying good evening, Dermot, Phil and Coover. Evening, mate. Always a pleasure seeing your name. And Brian Daigle, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Brian. Scott M, good evening, guys. Good of you to join us again, Scott. Mm-hmm. Carl Simpson, good evening.
Standard
Lot of people waiting. A lot of people waiting.
Should we get the game on, mate?
I'll get the game on then. And there he is, Stevie P straight away.
Pardon me. Yeah, as I walk out into Wembley, right? That's the old Wembley, because the tunnel used to be up the far end, didn't it?
That's right. That's right.
Wembley.
Got to say, big up to Simon at Duck Jive One again for use of his videos. I mean, it's a godsend for us, his channel. If you want to see the original soundtrack as well as the footage, please go over to his channel and check it out. He's got loads of Spurs videos, some of them quite rare, that he's uploaded from VHS, and a lot of England games from the past as well. Well worth having on your channel, so go give him a like and a subscribe.
Yeah, I've just popped the tip. I take it that's the team, isn't it? Yeah, Hoddles, I'll do this. So team in at the bottom there. So we started with, I want to say Milia Alexic. I don't know if that's pronounced the right way, but at the back you had Houghton, Chris Houghton, Paul Miller, Graham Roberts, and the great Steve Perryman. Then a midfield that you could kind of call pretty useful: Ricky Villa, Ardiles, Hoddle, and Tony Galvin, and a great strike pair up front with Archibald and Crooks. I mean, that's a solid team, isn't it?
Really is. This early 80s side had everything. Grit and determination, loads of flair and skill, and some deadly finishing as well. In some ways, it's a pity we didn't win even more with this sort of squad together. We were so close to getting a lot more.
Yeah, they certainly were there, but that's that. All right, Mr. Cody Mack. Hearing we haven't received any concrete offers for Delhi or Ndombele, but he would settle for a couple of bags of concrete, to be fair.
Delhi, Ndombele, couple of bags of concrete, and a little fishing trip to the Mid-Atlantic.
I'm going to pick up on a comment that I heard Cody make yesterday. So it's when he was talking about whether or not we take any offers for Ndombele, but I think I mentioned it to you earlier. We still owe Ndombele 36 million in wages. So if you sell him for free today, do you class that as making 36 million? It's a tough.
You have to take it into consideration.
In a bad situation there, isn't he?
Yeah, you really do have to weigh that up. It's a huge saving because I mean he's offering absolutely nothing to this club.
Let's say we just say, right, stuff it. Let's stick him in the reserve. 36 million to prove a point, or get him off the wage bill and let him go for nothing.
I'd get him off the wage bill. Just let him go. It's pointless.
I mean, what do you think he's doing to the mentality of the dressing room with that attitude? He obviously peed people off yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah. I think Conte didn't even look at him on the way past, did he?
No.
He's gone. He's gone. It's just anger and resentment towards him. He's pulled in this colossal wage, just doesn't give a damn. So sooner we get him out, the better.
Yeah.
You look at this 1981 side. Oh, sorry, Dermot.
My view on that he is a waste of space. It's a Levy signing, as I've heard somebody else say today. The likes of him, Delhi, need to go. We don't want them at the club. They're a cancer in that dressing room. And any youngsters that are coming through that hold them two players, especially higher and them Canadian players that think they're their heroes, they need to go, because then they will bring them youngsters in with the same attitude, and that's not what Tottenham's about. The likes of Steve Perryman, Garth Cook, Steve Archibald, Chrissy Houghton, Rick Ozzy-Ardiles, Glenn Hoddle, Tony Galvin, they wouldn't stand for it. They run through brick walls for Tottenham, and players after them would. We have a society problem that youngsters get too much money too soon and they don't care. Some of these players had to take jobs after they finished work, after they finished their football career, because they didn't make enough money in their career. Tony Galvin, taxi driver. Players now retire on 50, 60, 80 million in the bank, 100 million in the bank. These are proper footballers, not today's lot. They're an embarrassment to the word footballer, all of them, and they're an embarrassment to our club. So do us all the favour, just get the piss out of it, because I'm fucking sick of the lot of you.
I think, Dermot, you kind of giving a vibe. You're not quite clear on which players you like, but what are you saying about Ndombele? Do you want to keep him or do you want to let him go? I'm joking, Dermot. It's crystal clear, and you're absolutely right. Out.
There's a really good comment from Stephen Cartwright coming up.
Because we're not even 8 minutes in, so YouTube.
Yeah, I was going to say you've still got another minute and a half. Let's. I'm going to go. Silly and Kenny, thanks for the shout out. No worries, my friend. We like to try and bring them all up. Mark, evening guys. Let me guess, 1981. Oh yeah, and here we go.
Stephen Cartwright saying, breaking news, Ndombele has just reached the dressing room.
Right.
Evening all. I love that comment.
Would you like to know our 1901 Cup final run? Because I've actually found it. The whole run from the beginning to the end.
Okay, go on then.
Well, this is 100 years since our first cup win this game. This is 81. It was it was near enough. 80 years. Right. The road to the final, there was a round, what we played in round one that day, them days. We played Preston North End, we drew 1-1, then we won 4-2 in the replay. Round 2, we beat Bury at home. Round 3, we drew 1-1 away with Reading, but beat them 3-0 at home. And then in the semi-final, we beat West Bromwich Albion 4-0. And then, of course, in the final, we won drew 2-1 in the first game, and then won 3-1 in the second game. Cameron Smith and Brown, and the team for that year was Spurs in goal, George Crawley, Harry Esent. He was a German. No word of a lie, he was German. Sandy Tyatt, Tom Morris, Ted Hughes, Jack Jones, Tom Smith, John Cameron, who I think at the time was our playing manager for Tottenham, and later a director for the club after he retired. Sandy Brown, David Copeland, and Jack Kerwin. And then the playing manager was John Cameron. And we finished 5th in the Southern League that year. We played 28, won 16, drawn 4, lost 8, scored 55 goals, conceded 33. And that was Tottenham's 1900-1901 league season, plus the cup final run. So there's a little bit of information that I've dug up.
That is certainly digging some information up, mate. You're on a
I've
long
actually got the
way
21
back.
cup final run as well. If you want to know that later.
Okay, we can do, yeah. That'd be great. Do a couple of these. We've got.
Apparently my volume's low. Am I sounding low to you, or am I?
Yeah, you're a little bit on the quiet side.
Right. So, oh God, how do I do that again?
Meanwhile, we'll just get through a couple of comments. Graham saying, "Good evening, gents." Good evening, Graham. Good of you to join us again.
Hi, Graham. Welcome to the show again.
Moondog saying, "Phil, now you're brushing shoulders with celebrities in Hollywood, and Hollywood bound. Can we expect to see you on Strictly Come Dancing?"
Probably,
Hollywood,
but it depends how long I'm on the Masked Singer. I mean, it depends how long I've got other commitments.
Is that better, lads?
Marginally, maybe.
Okay, hang on. Sorry.
Cody Max saying, "Ndombele is poison. I hung on until the Southampton game. Now I pretty much hate him. Get him out."
Yeah.
You know what? I'd back that up. I kept looking and thinking he's got so much.
That sounds a bit better.
Yeah. He's got so much talent. We've got to give him a chance. We've got to give him a chance. What is he now? 2.5, 3.5 years in? I don't even know what it is. But what it is he ain't good enough. You know, talent-wise, he's good enough. But if he's not committed to the cause, and yesterday's was absolutely shocking and disgusting, and I don't know. It can't be a good environment in that dressing room if you look at what went on yesterday. If Harry Kane and Jaffet are trying to tell him to get going quickly, there's a player there that is just not fully committed.
He doesn't
care.
He doesn't give a rat's ass about.
No, you're absolutely 100% spot on.
I don't blame Conte at all for yesterday, and anyone that blames Conte for yesterday's first half, they need to take a good hard look at themselves in the mirror. You just look at the players on that pitch. You look at the players on this pitch and the players yesterday. You tell me who would you want playing for you? And I'll start with you, Pooh, and then I'll go to you, Phil.
From the players against Morecambe?
Yeah.
On that first half performance alone?
But if you could pick two sides, right, for the Morecambe game, this side we're watching, or the team that was picked yesterday, who would you pick?
Well, that's a crazy argument. Of course you pick the 81 Cup final winning side.
No, but I meant for attitude. If they had their attitude...
Again, I don't understand the question then. If they had this 81 Cup side's attitude...
No, if they had the attitude of this side, like the professionalism, the attitude...
Then they wouldn't have played like they did.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting my point across. No, sorry, I've got the question wrong. Yeah, no, I'm not trying.
Let's go, mate.
I'm just trying to say there was no passion for the shirt. That's the point I'm trying to make. There's no passion.
Agree.
You could have this side. There's passion for the shirt. If the team yesterday had any sort of passion like this team had, we'd be winning everything.
I'd say yesterday I'd say against Morecambe there was a couple of players that didn't disgrace themselves in the first half. I thought Winks was okay, Sessegnon was okay.
Yeah,
I thought Sessi was the best player in the first half.
Yeah, it was one. They weren't great, but at least they were doing a job. They were trying to create something. again,
I would say for
him.
me that left back position is the only one where it's probably not somewhere where we need to go and find somebody else early on. Everywhere else, including the goalkeeper, needs something else.
I think people went a little bit overboard with like sort of player ratings, saying people were like 2 out of 10 or 1 out of 10. I don't think they were. I think there was a lot of 4 out of 10s. But the fact is, you're playing Morecambe. You don't get a 4 out of 10 playing home against Morecambe. That's shocking in its own sort of way. But Ndumbele was the pick of the underperformers by a long, long way.
Phil, can I ask you a question there? Just ask you this now. You see this 81 side, right? How much pride does it take you to watching this side? I mean, it's probably one of the best sides. It was a great 80 side, wasn't it? And what's your recollection of the early 80 side?
Just they played football. They got stuck in. If I'm honest, they felt like they played for the badge. They felt like it wasn't a job. It was almost like an honour to play for Tottenham. And from this, I pretty much started supporting Tottenham a couple of years before this, when I was like a young boy. And then you look at your Hoddles, your Galvins, your Ardiles, and it was just an amazing side to support. They weren't the greatest side at the time because Liverpool was still there, but it was like they were as it's been all the way through. It's like we were about to start challenging. They weren't a million players away from creating a great side, but it was a great cup side as well. So it was always great passion, and we were always likely to do something.
Kova, what's your recollection of this great early 80s side?
I think, as the great man Steve Perryman said just the other night on our show, this was the sum of all that hard work to get back into the top division and show that we are back, that Spurs are back, and is a successful team, because the FA Cup was just absolutely enormous back then. It was the competition for us. It was you get so much pride in being one of the teams that's on FA Cup final day, because there wasn't all the TV saturation that there is now. This was just a colossal event. Seeing us lifting the trophy it just fills you with so much pride and joy. It's like almost you can almost feel the tears building up, because of, especially if you'd seen us being relegated and then come back to this. So we took an almighty beating at Anfield on our return to the top flight as well. Lost 7-0. And it's erasing all of those bad memories and just getting us back on the right track where we think we should be. It's basically it was the quest to get back to where Bill Nick had taken us in the first place. Keith Birkinshaw had managed it. We were becoming a successful team again, albeit in cups, not the league. But being a great cup side, it always gives you such excitement every season. Even if you're not going to win the league title, you always think FA Cup could get that, League Cup, it's on the horizon, there's something. You would just want to see your players lifting silverware at the end of the day.
Can't really say that
people don't even get to see that now.
No, you can't even say that about this current side, can you? There's no optimism there. There's no, oh well, we're not going to do well in the league, but at least we're going to win a trophy in the cup. You can't even say that now, can you?
No. Just on that, there's some breaking news just landed from Sky Sports. While we're talking about our current crop of people.
Go on, Ricky. Go on, Ricky. Go on, Ricky.
Get in.
Ricky.
Ricky's running the length of the pitch.
Yeah. But Newcastle open talks with Reims for Hugo Ekitike following Callum Wilson calf injury. He's scored 8 goals in 17 games. Newcastle are keen to bring in a striker before the weekend. So, when we see people and they're like, oh, it's early on in the transfer market, Newcastle are moving because they have to do what they've got to do. Yeah. And they go and do it. We need to do stuff. We haven't done it.
I think there's more that meets the eye with Levy but not being there, I think there's something very big behind that.
Possibly.
I absolutely refuse to believe it's just a case of discussing a transfer budget.
In today's market, there's no way he's doing that over on anything but Skype. Hi Joe, it's Daniel. We need some extra money because I've promised or I've made this commitment. Blah blah blah. He ain't flying all the way out there. If he's suggesting if he's flying out there, that's takeover or huge cash injection coming from somewhere else.
And then Joe Lewis would say, "Look, you were supposed to be running the club, Daniel. Get the money from somewhere within it because we're not putting any of our own in."
Yeah. Sorry, Phil. Just we couldn't see your face. So
yeah, no, it's all right. I keep going to do some of the comments, and then obviously we have some great questions.
Hang on. Let's swap us over because I'm
right.
closer to my camera.
I'm going to bring some comments back up now. So if we go and do those, I'm going to check into Derek Hutchinson.
Sorry, can I just say, Phil? Coover at the bottom just looked like he's peering over the top of the. Yeah, that's it.
Like a Chad. It's like, what? No, yeah. Coover.
He reminds me of one of them Chinese cats that do that all the time. That's what he reminds me of. Down the bottom.
I'll stop doing that little demonstration if I was you.
Oh yeah, I've just realised now. Sorry.
So Derek
Chinese
Hutchinson.
Cat. I wasn't promoting anything else but a Chinese cat.
Yeah, Derek Hutchinson, get rid of Ndombele, the waste of space, rip up his contract and throw him out of the club because he is not doing his job, so sack him. Industrial misconduct. Do you know what? The only footballer I think I've ever known that's been sacked was, I can't remember the guy's name, but is it Adrian Mutu?
Roy Keane was sacked.
From where?
Man United.
Was
Alex
he?
Ferguson. Yeah, Alex Ferguson sort of sacked him, yeah. They ripped up his contract.
He was transferred, surely.
He was, but they ripped up his contract. That's why he left. He went on a free transfer, if I remember rightly. But Ferguson did rip up his contract.
Okay.
Because of what he said on MUTV about criticising the players and everything, there was a massive bust-up. But apparently, the rumour goes he did rip up his contract.
Yeah, but you can't be sacked for that, though. But never mind.
That's what I heard, but obviously it's not right. So sorry, yeah. But that's what I heard.
Like I say, the only one I know was I think it was Adrian Mutu because of obviously the extracurricular kind of stuff that he was doing. Anyway, right, I'm going to go and hit some of these comments if that's okay.
Spurs 72, evening mate. Good of you to join us again. Hot Spurious, with fantastically named Hot Spurious. Dermot, turn up the volume. Your volume's much lower than Cooper at Hollywood.
Is it all right now?
Yeah,
that's a bit better. Yeah. Spurs 72 saying Phil is getting big. It's just Hollywood now.
That's because obviously I couldn't work out where that came from earlier, but my Dermot's volume was lower than Coover and Hollywood. So,
Killian Kenny's Spurs 3, City 2.
That was 15 minutes ago. This one, so
yeah, I think you're actually all right now, Dermot.
All right. I've actually found out exactly. Roy Keane unexpectedly left Manchester United by mutual consent. So his contract was ripped up, but they put it out as mutual consent. On the 18th of November 2005, during an absence from the team due to an injury sustained in his last competitive game for the club, caused by a robust challenge by Liverpool Lucas Garcia. Well, that's actually not the truth. It was actually totally because of what he said about this TV footage that suddenly disappeared from everywhere. Nobody can find no trace of it. What he said about the players, he was slagging off all the players, calling them useless this and useless that. So that's the official version, and there's an unofficial version.
Thing is, that's the thing with Roy Keane, though. He's always honest. You get his opinion no matter how brutal, don't you?
Wouldn't you love him in the dressing room at these players?
Oh, there'd be a few black eyes walking out of that dressing room afterwards.
They really would.
Mark Cousins saying, was it in 1981 we played Exeter in one of the rounds? If so, my dad was refused a beer in a pub because he was from the West Country and thought he was an Exeter fan.
I'm going to find out now.
It might be. It might be.
Yeah.
Okay. And Kenny, Harry Kane is a problem.
Rubbish.
In what way? Depends. It depends. But depends how he means it's a problem. You could say it's a problem because he's not the old Harry Kane and he's not scoring the goals he was doing. But I don't think he's going to be a problem professionally or in the future. Perhaps it's just a problem with his dip in form now, or there's no cover for him. That could be a problem too. There's a lot of things you could argue about as a problem. You'll have to expand on that one, Killian. We'll come back to it then.
Very quickly, they did play Exeter in the quarterfinals to beat them 2-0.
Wow.
There we go. So
yeah, big up, Mark.
Spurs 72 asking why is Harry Kane a problem as well? Yeah. Moondog saying this transfer window will be the same as all the others. That's what I'm feeling as well.
Yeah, I think we were all expecting at least one stellar signing, and and that's why I similar to some people on other channels, when they're like, it's tough, it's January, other clubs are getting stuff done.
Yeah. It's the one thing that always comes back to it, and in my view is Levy and Enoch are here to make a profit. They're not going to suddenly break that whole reason for them being here. So I can't see them dipping into their own funds to support the team. It's up to the team to generate its own money. So that will mean selling players first before we buy anyone. Don't like it that way, but that is the way they operate.
Sort of profit before glory, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, profit before more profit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are the cash cow, so they just want that in place and don't want to be putting extra money into it. It's all about minimum risk and maximum return for them. That's why so much is invested in the stadium and the facilities, because that will always make money. But the facility doesn't drop in form like players might. Players are the risk. The ground isn't.
Would you like me to give you our FA Cup run to this final? Because I have got it here if you'd like it.
Okay, should we catch up on a few of the comments first and then come to it? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, nothing against that, Dermot. It's just, as always, I'm thinking, there's only a couple, and there are a couple, and a couple more.
Exactly. Derek Hutchinson, they are selling up. That may be a reason. That would also fit in if they're making a big fat profit on the sale of the club. Can't see why they'd do it otherwise if they're quite happy to keep siphoning money out and making a nice, comfortable return on their investment. They'll keep doing it. But if they get offered something substantial, yeah.
We obviously talked the other day about Joe Lewis's daughter being like a big fan, and I don't know if my dad was the owner of Tottenham with a £3.5 billion fortune, whether I'd be asking him to sell up. Would you?
Well, it depends. That's why Levy's over there too, because he owns a 25% stake in the club as well. So if they are going to sell up, he's going to want his cake out of it.
Yeah, it makes more sense Levy being over there for an actual sale or some sort of takeover, rather than just asking for funds. Because as Phil said, you'd just do that over the phone, wouldn't you? You
would. I mean, that would tie in for what I was being told about the board not happy with Levy and everything along them lines, which I've heard. So it would tie in with a lot. It would tie up a lot of loose ends.
If my reading's correct, Daniel Levy owns 29.8% of Enoch, who own 85% of Tottenham. So that's a fair, substantial bit of money coming to him if we do sell at $3.5 million, isn't it?
3.5 billion. Yeah, definitely. True Text 3 saying Kuva could tell a camp story to a bear and he wouldn't move an inch. Great narrator. Thank you, mate. Very much appreciated. Gaguma, hello. Hello, Gaguma. Always a pleasure to see your name. Absolutely. We've still got to get Gaguma to come onto the channel.
She cheers me up when she comes on, Gaguma.
Lovely voice. A voice exactly as I would imagine it would be. Yeah.
The times I struggled with that lady's name, and I can get it perfect now, Gaguma. I'm really pleased with myself. That took a lot of practicing.
Spurs 72 saying, realistically, how many players do we think we'll bring into the club in January? 2 at the most, I think.
Two,
maybe.
Maybe 3. I think, unfortunately, in true Tottenham fashion, it depends on how many are going out the door.
Yep.
Well, we know one's coming in, don't we? The Wolves players, it's coming. So
well, interest. Oh, Jesus, Alexis. Interesting that he played yesterday, Adama. So does that lessen his value?
No, don't think so.
But it should do, because we now can't fully use him this season as we...
Well, he's cup tied for the FA Cup anyway, because he's played for another team in the FA Cup.
That's what I mean. So has that lessened his value?
Yeah,
well, the
it must do.
Talking, but I would say it's down. I don't know who's doing it. If it's Paratici must have had some money to spend, but not as much as Conte probably wants. But I can see 2, if most, coming in. I can't see us doing an awful lot of business this window.
I think Phil's absolutely bang on the money. It's all, you watch a player go out the door, then we'll sign one. If there's no one going out, we're not signing anyone. But there we go. Stevie Fraser, evening, mate. Evening all, evening chat, he says. True Touch 3, Roy Keane has tiny hands, have no fear. Derek Hutchinson said, if Bill Nicholson was in charge, Valley would have been gone a long time ago. Totally agree.
Yeah, when he's talking about how hard that first summer was, he'd have been gone by then, wouldn't he?
Yeah. True Sets 3, love Keane, but he's an easy KO, mate. Cloughy knocked him out.
Yeah.
Apparently. Gaguma saying, big up Dermot, Phil and Kuba. Yeah, big up Gaguma. Pleasure as always. True Tech 3, Roy King would look like Forrest Gump around Graham Roberts. Run. Yeah. Killian Kenny, hi Kuba. Hi Phil, hi Dermot. Let's get 4th. Yeah, would love to. The way this season's gone, that would be a really good success, wouldn't it? That'll be some sort of sense of recovery. But still want a cup. Moondog saying, I got sucked in on the crest of a wave with Conte coming in. I'm just assuming we were going to have a good January window with a big war chest. Easily done, mate. Then it starts dawning on you, we've still got Levy in charge. And then you look at the other 20 years. Cody Mack saying, up to Gaguma, how do you feel about being anointed the Empress of Spurs YouTube? I like it.
That's a grand status to have, isn't it?
Certainly is. Excuse me. Steve Gaguma saying to Stevie Fraser, yes, I saw some streams rumour, but nothing's really come through it seems. I hope Paratici is making good deals for us. Let's hope so.
We certainly all hope that, don't we?
Ryan McFarland, evening, mate. Eugene, hello, mate. Hi, everyone. Big up TTG, he says. Gokuma again, saying to Cody Mack, so cute you did the big up. Yeah, absolutely. I feel blushing. I don't deserve that title. Yes, you do. It's very sweet. It is sweet. People have a lot of affection for you, Gokuma. So there you are, the Empress of YouTube.
This is a scary point here, and I know Cody's trying. Truth sets you free is saying it in jest, but actually, it's probably about the only factually correct thing at the moment that's going on in the club, isn't it? Which is the only concrete news is how happy Winks is under Conte, and you're like,
yeah,
oh my days.
Well, at least it's a positive. It is a positive. At least some of the players have been salvaged in some sort of way. Because before Conte was here, we were just looking at absolute disaster. Anyway, I'm treating it as a positive. Winks has been doing okay lately.
Yeah. Are you there, Dermot?
Yeah.
No. Just wondered, obviously we're up to date with comments just before we get to Hot Spurious.
I
just wondered if you wanted to do our...
I just want to thank Skaguma for the €20 that she sent to who donated €20 to our channel. Thank you very much. You didn't have to do that, but thank you very much. It's very, very, very kind of you. Thank you so much indeed.
We've done the Winks one from Truth Sets Free. Must be getting towards the end of this little section, I think. Yeah. Hot Spurious. What do we think of this striker from Brugge? Which one is that? I'm trying to think who we're linked with at the moment.
Yeah, I just read that one and I'm like, I don't know. Do you know anything on that one, Dermot?
No.
Tottenham are interested in signing Club Brugge striker Charles de Ketelaere. I don't know how to pronounce it. According to reports, new boss Antonio Conte is hoping to bolster his forward options as he seeks cover for Harry Kane. I know nothing about this one. That's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah.
So my answer would have to be, I have no idea, mate. Guguma said, my pleasure. I love TTG. Thank you so much, Guguma. You got a heart of gold, definitely.
Okay, right, Dermot. Let's give us our cup run for that season. I want to say QPR was there early on, but I'm not sure if that was completely correct.
Yeah, can you two talk about something else for a minute? I'm just trying to confirm this bit of breaking news. So if you two can carry on.
Sure.
Okay.
Trying to confirm if it's true or not, or what I can say and what I can't say.
Okay. Well, we're fairly up to date with comments, which is a rarity for us guys. But yeah, I thought when it first started off, it seemed very light. But I guess it's in May, isn't it? Even if it's an evening, it's not getting dark till like 9-10 o'clock. But
True enough.
Right, I know I said this on Sean's show earlier about Stevie B. And I did hear this yesterday. I know a lot of people think that I'll probably get my news off the back of a newspaper or text. I actually do have somebody I can contact within the club that does tell me a few things. But the Ajax director, Mark Overmars, they put in a bid for 80 million, as I said on Sean's show earlier, for Stevie B. They rejected that. They will be coming in with a bigger bid, and Ajax wanted to sign him within this window. And also they want to get him in before their game on Sunday. So in the next 24-48 hours, Stevie B could be playing for Ajax. So that's a little bit I've heard. This is from the Spurs web. Conte had originally planned for Ndombele to stay at the club until at least the end of the season. He believes the midfielder has the talent to stay at the club, but after yesterday, I don't think so. Another bit of news here. Tottenham have yet to receive any concrete offers for Dele or Ndombele, which is not surprising because they're both a heap of crap. Who's going to pay the money Daniel Levy wants for them to? Seriously, it's not going to work because them two will not leave the club. Right. Did you want the 21 or the 81, Phil?
Oh, the cup run.
Yeah, do you want the 21 cup
no,
final run?
the 81, just so that.
Right. Would you 0-0 with QPR away, and then we beat them 3-1 at home in the replay. Then we beat Hull at home. We beat Coventry. We beat Hull 2-0. Then beat Coventry City 3-1. We beat Exeter City 2-0 at home, and then we drew 2-2 with Wolverhampton Wanderers away, our neutral ground at Hillsborough. Then we beat them 3-0 at
Don't say it.
Highbury.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say where we beat them 3-0. Scum.
But
Scum.
Tottenham, apart from the semi-final, Tottenham played every one of their cup games within London. They never travelled outside of London apart from the semi-final, the first semi-final, first game. Every other game was played in London.
And if that was today, that game would have been at Wembley, and we wouldn't have left London, would we?
No. And then that season we reached the quarterfinals of the League Cup, where we lost to. We actually beat Arsenal 1-0 in that League Cup run to the quarterfinals. We beat them 1-0. We lost to West Ham 1-0, and then of course then in the league I think we finished. I can't see where we finished, but yeah. But that the 2 cup runs. And I've got the 21 cup final run for later. If you want me to bring that one in, I've got that all up and ready to go.
Okay. Nice bit of background information on the cup runs. Derek Hutchinson saying the striker we need is Vlahovic, and nobody but Vlahovic get in before Arsenal. I agree, but I think he will end up at Madrid. I just don't see. I mean, is Conte going to be enough for pulling power for that? I think if Madrid actually want somebody like that, they're going to end up with him. We'll see. Let's hope so, mate. A Moondog saying, I just worked out why Levy has gone to the Bahamas. It's because he's so tight he's gone to retrieve the ball from Doherty's
that is absolutely a banging comment. Top sharp.
Oh dear. Yeah, that'll do me. I'm done for the night. I don't know about everybody else.
Yeah, that's it. Just going to leave the game on for you lot guys to chat in the meantime, because that is comment supremacy.
Golgamar says, wow, no offers for Dele or Ndombele. I thought maybe Newcastle wanted them. You'd hope so, but doesn't seem like
I
it,
think
does it?
both their attitude would put pay to any deal like that. The kind of the way they're playing at the moment, they'd only be signed by probably Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, you'd think so. Who else we got? Eugene asking Goguma, what time is it on your side of the pond?
I can't remember what Goguma said she was. I want to say 8 hours ahead of us, but I'm not 100% certain on that.
Possible.
I remember when we did like the 4 or 5 o'clock show on Christmas Eve. She was already at Christmas, so that's where I'm kind of, I want to say, making up those figures of 8 hours. I'm not sure if it is.
Wow. I'll see the answer in a minute. Spurs 72 is just saying fingers crossed. Kuva just read it out. At Jack. Oh, sorry, at Jack. And below that is Goguma's reply. Sorry, you bringing these up, Phil, or?
So I'm trying to right. There we go. Sorry, let's jump into. So it's 2:15 there. So yes, it's 8 hours ahead for Goguma.
Oh, so shows how crazy some of the times are that some of our fans get up for games over there. Amazing support from you people.
I'm going to presume Cody Mack is 5 hours behind us. So there's like hopefully, certainly that's your sort of closer Toronto time. So that's That's a 13-hour difference between someone like Cody Mack and Gaguma. And it's like, whoa, it's big, isn't it?
Right. Okay, I see. Sorry, I was just looking at something else as well. Eugene's just confirming it's 2:15 there. And Gaguma's 9 hours ahead. Right. That's right. Eugene's 8 hours ahead and Gaguma's 9 hours. Yeah.
There we go. Obviously just getting close to it. But yeah, Hot Spurious.
Yeah. US East Coast is 5 hours behind. Yeah, I know I'm familiar with that one because got a few mates in New York, so remember that one. And then how many hours difference just if you go over to the West Coast in America? It's so huge. Then you start looking at so where's at least I don't know how many extra it is now. Probably another 5 hours. Gaguma's saying yes, she's 9 hours ahead. Must have my morning coffee and TTG matches.
How many Cuba, how many international time zones are there?
How many?
Yeah.
A lot.
And anyone in the comments, how many time zones are there? I'm gonna give you on our private chat, Cuba. I'm gonna give you the answer.
I've got a feeling it's actually quite a strange number because if I remember rightly, there's one that even goes on a half-hour time zone. This is going to be something really shocking, isn't it? I'm going to have to look now, aren't I?
Yeah, just have a quick look in the little private comments. That's how many there are.
I thought there was one extra, isn't there? One that works on a really weird half-hour time zone as well. But I mean, that would be the obvious answer, wouldn't it?
Yeah. There's sorry, I'm just going to go into Gaguma's at 24 time zones. Yeah, that's the one. Mark, we got some spot on people here. Mark 24, yeah.
Certainly seemed the most obvious answer, didn't it? I mean, if you're thinking logically, yeah. Are you including Hawaii? Cody Mack asks.
I don't know. I'm just going. There's one at every hour. I don't.
Or is that about the East Coast time zones?
Yeah, must be that one. Yeah, definitely.
That was a guess. Lazy. Oh no, sorry. Lazy 8 after. That was a guess. Certainly. Spurs 17. I don't know. 20. Yeah, it's one of those questions you don't really see come up too often, does it? Do you? But if you think about it, it's when you know the answer, you go, "Oh yeah, obviously."
Yeah, it's like of course, because somebody somewhere is always that slight difference. That's fine.
Where else we got? Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of the comments now are kind of chatting between the two, so we're up to date with comments, Coov.
We're up to date with comments. That's unbelievable. Quick, let's finish the show.
Yeah. Right, guys, we're going. Thanks for joining us.
Spurs did well. Woohoo. See you next time.
I'm just going to let you do that one. I literally, just because of obviously normal blood situation with me, going to give me 30 seconds. I need to grab something to eat.
No problem, Phil. Spurs 72 saying, "Oh, okay, it's 24. That's why it's 24 hours." Yeah, it kind of makes sense when you know the answer, doesn't it? Yeah, totally agree. I was guessing at some weird. I know that I'm sure I heard somewhere there's a time zone that incorporates a half hour mark.
When I go to my brother's, he's got a clock, and somewhere there, I want to say Burkina Faso, but it's not Burkina. It's Beta Tom or something like that. They're on a half hour one. So yeah, but
that's weird. Then doesn't that make an extra time zone?
Yeah, possibly, but sorry.
So I can classy, mate. You haven't mixed that up with your Daz, have you?
Yeah.
Clean out that potty mouth. Right. Gaguma saying, Phil, time zone is Pacific time zone, Hollywood style. So, of course, Phil ought to know it. Lazy 8 saying, Gaguma, hey, Super G. Absolutely. Always good to greet Gaguma. And she sent hello back. Eugene saying, got to go, everyone. Had a great time on TTG. Going to sleep soon. Catch up later. Will do, mate. Always look forward to seeing Eugene. If you haven't got bookmarked or sort of made a note of Eugene's channel, he's on Spurswasian. It's another one of those names I absolutely love. The little play on words, Spurswasian. Just get over there and give them a like and a subscribe to. It's a lovely change of pace to a lot of the other channels as well. They're very laid back, very very nicely run. Give them a look. Gaguma saying again. Oh, just have a good night to Eugene, of course. Definitely sleep well, mate. I agree with that. Right, where are we on the match now? Are we coming up?
Ricky Villa, for a big guy, he was more skillful than I remembered at the time.
What, so you don't remember his goal then?
Yeah, but that's the point, isn't it? Everyone remembers that goal, but he did a lot more in this game than
Oh, nutmeg, nice. That is clearly a foul.
Yeah.
But it isn't. Oh, does it give him one? Yeah, it is giving us one. As usual, plead your innocence.
Well, got to. It's part of the rules, but
absolutely. There was a nice bit of skill earlier in the game as well. I think you spotted it as well, Phil. Nice bit from Hoddle. Ball in the air, and he sort of juggles it down while under pressure and just deals with it.
I know we talk about it every time we watch Hoddle, but my God, how much in today's market? How much would you pay to sign Glenn Hoddle today? This transfer window, a 25-year-old Glenn Hoddle.
You how long's a piece of string? Well, I suppose because he's not the striker, and they're always going to get the premium rate, so you'd still look at way over 100 million, wouldn't you? 150 million, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about one of the talents of a generation. Yeah. If whatever De Bruyne is worth, I think Hoddle's worth at least that, if not more. Are they a viable players to compare? Probably are, I suppose. Certainly, De Bruyne's passing is excellent. Has he got quite the passing range of Hoddle? That's the real question. Because Hoddle, he could spring out an 80-yard pass and put it on a penny. Yeah. Don't know. Plus, of course, Glenn had all the style as well. Him smashing one of those half volleys home. Awesome stuff. What have we got here? We're still waiting. We're still waiting for the moment, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember. Did it finish 1-1 at half time, or I think it was, wasn't it?
Sounds about right. Have we had half time?
No, we haven't.
Not yet. Not yet. No, still going. And Spurs, I'll just say Spurs at 72 just said bye-bye to Eugene. That was all. What else have we got? 2-1 Man City. It's Dermot saying.
Okay.
Oh, and Stevie Fraser saying Glenda had the hair too.
Yeah. Glenda, yeah. Oh dear, bless him. Moondog then, don't forget Hoddle did it on worse pitches. Yeah,
absolutely.
Do you know what? It's all well and good looking at this one. I mean, again, even just that touch there, he was certainly ahead of his time, wasn't he?
Yeah. Absolutely light years.
Spurs 72.
He could just do things other people couldn't even see. They wouldn't even attempt it. They didn't even realise that sort of cross or shot or long range pass was on. Spurs 72 is saying 180 million for Hoddle. Love that guy. Yeah. I mean, if we had 200 million and Glenn Hoddle was available, we'd blow it on him. No problem.
Yeah. And you know, he would certainly make the team a better team. You know, we've got the people around him to look after, to be able to look after him, haven't we? You know, now you'd be like, right, Skip and Højbjerg, Hoddle's going to do the creativity. You look after Hoddle, and you know that you're going to be safe, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It'd be a lovely wish, wouldn't it, to bring some of these players back?
Oh, damn right. Archibald up front playing off Kane.
Oh,
yes, please. Well, Garth Crooks as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you know what? But if you only said, oh, you can't have Archibald, but you can have Crooks, you'd still be like, yeah, all right, thanks very much.
Yeah, absolutely. What was that comment? Mark's cousin saying Hoddle priceless and never got the England caps he deserves. Absolutely right. It's always Platini talking about him is always the one that springs to mind, saying if Hoddle had been born French, he would have had 150 caps easily. That's quite some endorsement for another one that's recognised one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah, I mean it's. Yes.
Somebody who did recognise his talent was old Mr. Wenger, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which is very ironic, bearing in mind where he ended up. Not when he had Hoddle.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that would have been killer. What if he had brought him over to the scum from Monaco?
Oh my! Do you think Hoddle would have done that? I don't.
You'd think not, but then again, he had a lot of respect for Wenger, didn't he? Because of what he knew about the game, his vision for the game was something special. But unfortunately, again, wasn't it Mickey Hazard saying it's the best manager we never had? Yeah. So players obviously are going to respect certain people. Will they follow him? Would Hoddle have gone to the scum? No, you'd have to say no. He just got the balls off to do it. Would have ruined his image for me.
Interesting there from Moondog. We keep saying Hill needs to bulk up, which you're right, we do. But how blooming small is Ozzy?
Yeah, absolutely. Modric as well.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a more relevant one to compare him to than Ozzy, because Ozzy was always grew up in that rough and tumble style anyway. You don't make it as a South American footballer back in the 70s and 80s without being able to take a few hits, that's for sure.
Yeah. Even if, as Mr. Perryman pointed out the other day, you do get very cold.
Indeed. Moondog saying, that is the one.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Saying about that, yeah. Ryan McFarlane saying, why did he not get so many caps? It's just one of those.
There's a documentary on Hoddle on BT Sport, and I can't remember what it was called, but it's been on recently. And they basically, Hoddle had said, is because an English footballer was just a tough tackling player. And if you didn't tough tackle and couldn't do all of that, then you weren't good enough to be an England midfielder. We couldn't change with the times and look and go, my God, look at this player. He got the majority of his caps when fans and the media basically got on the case of whoever was the manager going, oh my God, you should be playing Glenn Hoddle. You should be playing Glenn Hoddle. Look at him. That's how he did. 57 England caps. And do you know what? When he was manager in 98 at that World Cup, he was as skillful as the majority of the players there, and probably could have played as a deep lying midfielder, couldn't he?
Yeah. In
that tournament. This is a guy, okay, he was 38 then, but he would have been there or thereabouts, still able to play for England.
Yeah.
So
there was a period of time as well when Brian Robson as skipper. I mean, obviously Brian Robson did well for England. I mean, no matter how biased you are, you've got to say, yeah, he was a good player. But but it never fitted Robson and Hoddle together, did it? It never clicked. In '86, it was only when Robson aggravated his injury, that the shoulder injury, that Peter Reid came on, and then the team transformed because Peter Reid was prepared to just take the back seat, do all the hard work, and let Hoddle be the creative force. And that's when our campaign got off to suddenly kicked into life.
Yeah, because in '86 we lost to Portugal then, which were like basically losing, like it's almost like losing to San Marino, wasn't it, or just scraping a win against Morecambe. But then we drew with Morocco, and then obviously by then, because in that Morocco game Wilkins got sent off, and so did, and Robson went off injured, and he transformed the team. That free flowing Poland game, Paraguay game.
And we still had the chances to beat Argentina, even though we were cheated out of it. Just as bad as the hand of God goal was when Lineker nearly reached across, and you could see quite clearly he was having his shirt pulled back. Today's technology, that would have been a penalty. Yeah. Oh well. That's reminiscing about the bad old times as well.
Do you think they might have VAR'd out the first incident or not?
It might just have got looked at, I think. Yeah. But would he have got himself sent off for doing that sort of thing? No.
Do you know, that's a bit I don't know, because if that's the case, and again, as always, ifs, ands, buts, then he wouldn't have been around for the second goal, would he?
That's it. Would it have panned out like that? You never know. But
as much as it pains me, and it was against us, and it ruined my life, my day, my week, if I watch that goal now, Barry Davies says it right. You have to say that's magnificent. It's in the World Cup, in the quarterfinal, on a set of chuff pitches. If you look at that grass, it's falling all over the place. And the fact that he went round Peter Reid twice says everything.
Yeah,
I just want to say, lads, I did come off. I am not feeling too great, so I'm coming off completely. I'll see you lads after the stream in the background, but I have sent you a message personally on each WhatsApp, so enjoy the show. Sorry again.
No worries, mate. You take care. You look after yourself. Yeah, unfortunately, Dermot's out. That's okay. We can deal with that. I've forgotten what we're talking about now.
Maradona's second goal.
Yeah, absolutely magnificent. It rightly belongs in the record books, not record books, but in the archives as one of the greatest goals ever scored in World Cup. That's for sure.
It's the bit when he drags the ball in and out of Hoddle. And again, when we talk about VAR would have ruled that goal out, because just before he got the ball, he fouled I think he fouled Hoddle. But it's when you look at the pitch, whereas you look at Wembley now and you can see the crisscross, they're all joined together. They had the crisscross over there. It wasn't all joined together. It was it looked like it had just been recently laid. It was unreal.
Indeed. Should we do a few more comments? They're starting to come in again.
Go back and get them up. So, Derek, go on then.
Derek Hutchinson saying, Ardiles and Hoddle were clever enough to avoid bad tackles. Yeah, true enough. Stevie Frazier, hope you feel better, Dermot. Take care, mate. Yeah, that's from all of us, mate.
All of us, yeah.
From Gaguma as well, obviously.
And
then Duck Jive 1. Ron Greenwood and Bobby Robson committed a footballing crime by not picking Hoddle more. But half the time he was picked, he was stuck out on the right wing. Yeah, another travesty. What do you say to that, Phil? I've been stuck out on the right wing. Is that what you do to somebody like Hoddle?
No, but I think the problem you had, sorry, Man City have scored, but I think the problem you had in those days is you played a system and then you shoehorned the players into the system rather than going, do you know what? We've got one of the best passers of the ball in the world. I mean, you asked the question, would Michel Platini have been put out on the right wing?
No, of course not.
Never in a million years. So it's, is that naivety on our squad picking or on our team picking or anything like that?
Yeah, you'd have to say so, wouldn't you? Surely.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I mean, it was just Hoddleby was ahead of his years, as we keep saying. That is ahead of his time. That's it. We had that work ethic. It's got to be 4-4-2. Everybody's going to be a tackler. Just wasn't the right time for him. No. Such a shame. But at least we benefited from him, and my God, we loved it. Hoddle. I mean, he's still Mr. Tottenham, isn't he? I was back to a commenter who made it earlier as well about would Hoddle have followed Wenger if Wenger had wanted him over, going to the scum? Nah, he wouldn't. Hoddle wants to be Mr. Tottenham. He always wants to be remembered that way.
Yeah, I can't see. I can't see him going to Arsenal. He's, no.
I agree, mate. Mark Cousin says cheating Barstool, but you got to big him up. Yeah, you have.
And that's why I would say I was a football. I'm a football fan and like almost a football connoisseur. And you cannot, if you're a person that watches football, you cannot say that wasn't one of the best goals when you take into account the occasion, where it is, all the stuff that goes with it. Lionel Messi, I don't know if you've ever seen it. He scored one virtually exactly the same for Barcelona. And there is even something in YouTube where they run them side by side. And I kid you not, it looks like a spitting image.
Yeah.
But he's had a better pitch to do on. He did it at the Nou Camp.
Yeah. Plus, the circumstance as well. World Cup quarter final.
Yeah.
It's, you don't get much bigger. Duck Drive 1, rubbish like Graham Ricks getting in the team before Glenn. Yeah, exactly. Graham Ricks. Oh, God. Yeah.
We move on very quickly before we say something we shouldn't.
Yeah, I think so. Everybody's thinking it. Get contacted by age concern or something. No, that's the wrong way. Stevie Fraser. This was the moment my dad said, "That's it. It's all over now," and I believed him and cried.
Your dad's obviously a true Tottenham fan, then, isn't he?
Soon as City scored that one, yeah. You go through the ringer as a fan, don't you? You absolutely go through the emotions. Awful feeling. I remember '84 as well, the Anderlecht game, the UEFA Cup final second leg, and when Anderlecht scored, I remember there looking nervously at my dad, and I was looking around. Everybody thought, "Oh God, the worst thing's happening," and I just remember my dad just leaning down to him, just he just said, "Nothing's over till Graham Roberts says so."
Wow,
my God, what a prophet! After that, my dad, he just knows everything. Ben Kaufman, how long you boys on for? As long as the game takes, mate.
Yeah.
Did you want to pop on? Shall I send you a link, mate?
I'm just going to bring. I'm not going to read this one. I'm just going through the comments.
Don't you want to lock up your daughters? Graham Rodriguez is in house. I'm going to read it out. I don't care. It's yeah. We might as well make fun of him. He is a scumbag.
And then he ended up at Chelsea, so that's like the prop. That's like you might not have had enough collateral to say that you're a scumbag, so he's gone and done something else. And a big good night to Gaguma. Thank you ever so much for joining us. Thank you for your donation. It's very, very kind of you. Oh, Jesus.
Absolutely, Gaguma. Thank you so much.
And we absolutely are looking forward to the next time we see you, which hopefully will either be at coffee morning tomorrow with the boys or in the evening with us guys tomorrow.
Yeah, such a pleasure. Oh, and we have Ben joining us.
There we go.
Hello, Ben. Oh, no.
You do it.
Oh, God. Then he's on and he's off again immediately. Let's put you at the top there, Ben.
I need this. I'm fuming over the group chat, and I need someone to talk to just to wire myself down. Fuck me.
Oh, the Spurs WhatsApp channel, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything in particular, Ben? Because I'm a little bit behind on the comments.
I'll talk about it later.
Okay. Anything you want our opinion on? Because obviously we're a fact of all knowledge, me and Kuba.
All I know is someone in that group chat is a total prick.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Thank you for doing 32 seconds before we get your first swear words. But
it's worthy. It's worthy. Yeah, I can. It's all right. I can already see. I was having a guess who it might be, and
right. Well, we'll ask you a couple of the questions you may have missed then, Ben. So, if Hoddle was 25 years old today, and we were trying to buy him, how much would he be worth today?
£150 million. Prime Hoddle, £150 million.
That's pretty much what we're in the comments. So.
That was exactly my number as well.
I mean, Declan Rice is a £100+ million player, and he's a stallion of a footballer. Glenn Hoddle, the great Glenn Hoddle, best English midfielder to ever have played the game. He's got to be up there.
Yeah, we were saying if you had a £200 million budget, you'd happily blow it all on Hoddle.
Yeah. It'd be like we were saying, Skip, Højbjerg, you got a guy playing in front of you. Make sure you look after him. Thank you very much. That's it, guys. Go for it.
Yeah, team Hoddle, wouldn't it? Team Hoddle, everybody listen, give him the ball. That's it.
That was basically Tottenham in the 1980s, wasn't it? Give the ball to Hoddle. It worked out.
Let's be fair. We had the likes of Hazard on our dealers as well were pretty bloody useful too.
It worked.
Do you think Hoddle? Do you think our dealers made Hoddle a better player, or do you think it was irrelevant whether or not he was there?
I mean, they're all brilliant players, but I think Hoddle could play in any team ever, and our dealers probably could as well. But I think Hoddle was just a class above.
I think our dealers was so good at doing the little shuttling around, little runs, like Modric style, if you like, with just to get the ball moving, get it away from danger zones, set the attacks in motion. Yeah, it was a nice foil for Hoddle. Obviously, when you got the likes of Paul Miller and Graham Roberts in the back line behind you, and the likes of Stevie Perryman to back you up, you've got a bit of creative license because you know the rock hard challenges will be coming in if somebody does go past. Must have been a great side to play in if you're Glenn Hoddle. Spurs would have been the perfect place for you at that point, I think, if you're playing in the first division anyway.
Well, the only thing you could really say is if you were playing in the prime AC Milan years, their attack, their just ultimate defense they had. It was just impenetrable.
Yeah.
That playing behind you, it must be wonderful.
Absolutely. Right, should we get through a couple more comments, Phil, or are we up to
We've only got one, and it's an evening to Ben. Guguma was the last one.
All right. And Stevie Fraser again, yeah.
I'm on fire tonight.
There's another one now you spoke to. Derek Hutchinson saying Højbjerg would have been nowhere near getting into the Spurs 80s team. I totally agree.
Absolutely.
If you like Graham Roberts, everyone knows him as the hard man, an absolute stalwart, just bastard of a player. But he could play football. He would, if he was in the Tottenham team now, I think he would still be the best technical player in that team. It shows how good Graham Roberts was.
And not just Graham Roberts, but you wouldn't want to get the wrong end of Paul Miller either.
No, both brilliant and technical as well. They were hard men, but they could play football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dave Mackay as well, and hard man, but could play football.
Yeah, indeed. To be fair to the likes of Graham Roberts, though, I think even he would admit that Dave Mackay was something special.
Yeah, he was.
He above Graham Roberts' own ability. And I'm a Graham Roberts fan, but Dave Mackay would have been the one.
I would suggest, I bet you could not find a Tottenham fan that does not like Graham Roberts.
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet there's one.
When you've got in the chat, but you know what I mean. Anyone that's seen him and know what he did for the club.
It was two New Year's Day running matches. There was the first one, the classic dumping Charlie Nicholas into the crowd like a runaway freight train hitting hitting a tired walrus or something, no, a tired hippo or something. It was this unbelievable train wreck of a challenge. Would have
And
been
he still
instantly
talks about
sent
it.
off. Sorry.
He still talks about it.
Damn right. He was so proud of it. I mean, oh my God, I'm proud of it. That's
How good it was.
It was that moment I absolutely fell in love with Graham Roberts. I was just thinking, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen on and off a football pitch. It was just, oh my God. The horrified look of people around him. Oh my God, he's killed Charlie. He's killed Charlie Nicholas. We honestly thought he'd killed him. And they both popped up. Fair play to them both there.
I think we're about to lose a subscriber. Ryan McFarlane, me, I didn't like him. Lol.
Boys, what's below it? I didn't like him. I loved him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't start with that Simon Cowell nonsense.
Imagine you have that three of Dave Mackay, Graham Roberts, and Danny Blanchflower. Oh boy. I'd just be unbeatable. Just hard men. Imagine Dave Mackay and Graham Roberts went after you. You'd just run for the hills.
You'd if Graham Roberts was after you, you'd hide behind Dave Mackay. Anyway, oh yeah, the other Graham Roberts one was the follow. I think it was the following New Year's Day against the Scum again, and we scored. It was either an equaliser or to go ahead of the Scum after they'd been celebrating their earlier goal. Graham Roberts, he just trots past all the posh boxes at Highbury. As he's going past, he's just giving them two fingers up, all of them. And it's just like, you wouldn't get away with that today. But back then, that was hilarious. It was just like this casual trot back of it.
But didn't it give you more respect for him? Because it was like he was a Tottenham fan as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd love to see that kind of thing if it was happening now. Even players, get themselves sent off for something like that, and you just go, yeah, it was worth it. Go on.
We're 2-1 up, no one cares.
Or one of the players giving the Scum some shit on social media or something, getting into big trouble for it, and they just go, no, not apologising, it was worth it. It would be a nice bit of fun. Love all the banter, love all the disrespect to your rivals and stuff. Because at the end of the day, they know they are just professional footballers. I mean, there's going to be no lasting grief at the end of that. It's just it's a bit of fun, but it's got to be proper fun.
I mean, the only tackle we've seen like Graham Roberts in recent years was when Scotty Parker did Micah Richards on the East Stand. Remember that one? He really you could hear just the clunk when Scott Parker went into him.
There was another one as well. We had Pat Van Den Houw. We played Forest, and they had Stuart Pearce. And I remember me and my mates, we were just saying, just come on, just wait for it. 50-50 ball between Stuart Pearce and Pat Van Den Houw, who are both hard as nails. Incredibly powerful players as well. Some of the hardest tackling players that's ever been. And there was a 50-50 ball, and the noise when they collided is like, how did the ball survive that? It was just unbelievable. It's one of those dream moments. But anyway, that's enough about them now.
Psycho's not given enough credit as a footballer. He was a good footballer.
Yeah,
he's one of my favourite ever left backs. Yeah,
it's a shame he didn't play for Tottenham, really. Oh, well.
Absolutely.
But would he have got in the team over Chrissy Houghton? Probably not.
Oh, that would have been a hard choice. That would have been a hard choice.
For me, I'd probably go yes. But can you imagine 3 of those 4 going? Can you imagine you're going out for a night out and you're going out with Stuart Pearce, Graham Roberts, and Paul Miller. You're like, I think I'm all right, guys. Don't you? If you want some trouble, come and see my mates.
I think I'll solve the dilemma there. Perhaps you put Stuart Pearce in, you shove Chrissy Houghton over to right back, and then you shove Steve Perryman into the midfield.
Yeah.
They'll solve
Let
it.
us know in chat, Chrissy Houghton or Psycho. If you're going for one left back, who'd you go for?
Oh God, that's a difficult choice.
I'm going to say Psycho.
I mean,
Because he could also take a free kick, and he was banging at that as well.
Captain material as well. Oh yeah, that's a.
I mean, Chrissy Houghton could be captain material as well, but he's like more of that. He's that a reserved lead by example, not lead by.
I know.
Yeah,
I know Dermot's not with us at the moment, but I have a feeling that if I speak on behalf of Dermot, I think I'm safe to say it might well be Chrissy Houghton.
It
With the
would
following
be.
words, pick up my Irish brother.
Yeah, you'd never beat the Irish. That's what he would say. Big up Dermot anyway. Well, you can't really argue too much either. Chrissy Houghton's a great player.
Yeah, he was.
Steve Fraser. So, who is the hardest Tottenham player you have ever seen?
Well, there's only one answer, isn't there?
It depends. It depends what you call hard.
I mean, the only hard man Tottenham have had in my era is Scotty Parker. Really, we haven't really had a proper hard man. Dorsey's wasn't a hard man.
Zakora
wasn't a hard man.
What would you call a hard man? Somebody that dishes it out, or somebody that can receive the punishment and still get on with it?
Both.
Gives it out and.
Because I mean, Gary Mabbutt.
What is a hard man? I'd just say to you, what's Graham Roberts?
Yeah, I mean, Gary Mabbutt could take an insane punishment and he'd still carry on. He was absolutely tough as nails.
But because he was such a nice guy, he didn't kind of come across as that hard man image. Whereas for me, when I think of a hard man, I am thinking of Roberts, a little bit Paul Miller.
Charlie Adams, you got to give him Charlie Palacios. Hotspurious is Palacios. Yeah. Is Palacios a hard man? I don't think so. He was hard. I don't think so. He was strong.
He's tough. He's tough.
But he's not a hard man.
Yeah. If we're saying Palacios, Wanyama,
not a hard man.
No, powerful, definitely.
Yeah,
powerful, but not hard men. Scotty Parker's a hard man. I mean, remember when we beat Liverpool 1-0 at Anfield recent, and he got off and his entire shirt was covered in blood. That's a hard man.
The blood of his enemies. It's a difficult one because Razor Ruddock. Would you call him a hard man? He had the persona of
Razor. I would call Razor Ruddock a hard man.
Love him. I mean, for cult heroes, he gets in my first 11 definitely.
So if Razor Ruddock and Graham Roberts had a fight, who would win?
Graham Roberts.
Graham Roberts. I think a lot of it with Razor Ruddock was he had taught the talk, but not completely walk the walk. I mean, he wouldn't mess with him, but when the chips are down, I think Graham Roberts literally would put himself through that brick wall. It's a very much a 1 in a million sort of bloke. I can think of some from other teams, the likes of Jimmy Case and that sort of player, but Big Duncan Ferguson says truth sets free. Yeah, that's definitely a hard man. you can't argue with that.
I don't think Dave Mackay was a hard man. He was the hard man.
Yeah, he really was.
But that's another one. This one from Cody. Mackay would ragdoll Graham Roberts. I
bet he would.
I think Graham Roberts would have too much respect for him to ever get into that kind of situation, to be honest. Same as everybody just being aweing Dave Mackay. Dave Mackay was legendary, absolutely legendary.
Robert Hoover's not a hard man.
No.
Nah.
He's a blockhead, isn't he?
Big steaming lump. It's like calling Slabhead a hard man.
Not. Sandro's got feet of glass.
Yeah. He's not making it into my hard man 11, that's for certain.
No. Good player. When he was up, that one season in particular, he was absolutely brilliant for us in that holding role there.
He was.
What about Graham Souness as a football hard man?
Yeah, definitely.
Anyone that can have who can bring the Galatasaray flag to Fenerbahce and stick it in the middle of their pitch and walk out of there alive. I mean, that's a hard man.
Sorry, I'm just going through some of these stupid comments. Bloody hell. Right, true set. Oh, wait, hang on. Let's take them off for the goals.
Ooh, get
True
in.
Section 3 says Julian Dix, and then Cody, bang on the money as always.
Brian Hill is a hard man. Oh yeah, without doubt. You'd just surrender immediately if he saw him coming at you. It's like that whole Beatles cut going on and everything. You just terrifying, absolutely terrifying.
We've got to do a hard man 11 now. Oh, that's going to be difficult.
Tommy Smith was a hard man. Centre forward back in the 60s, you'd have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about that. A Salso is about as hard as a marshmallow.
Yeah.
If you soften it up a bit, maybe.
I think who would be my hard man goalkeeper? Possibly Alexic, because he didn't have to take a battering from Joe Jordan. Oh, and Joe Jordan might be in there.
Joe Jordan's definitely a hard man.
Yeah. Vinnie Jones wouldn't.
No.
He's just a thug.
Ben Thatcher wouldn't. He's a thug.
John Hartson.
Yeah, I think he's quite a hard man. He could dish it out a little bit. He could certainly take it too. So yeah, I'd say so.
In goal, Oliver Kahn. He's a hard bastard.
Oh yeah, I've got him. Yeah.
In goal,
any really big lump like that.
Mind you, what about Schumacher? I mean,
does that count? That's what he did was disgraceful. Does that really count? I don't know. There's a few you wouldn't want to mess with. I'm thinking like Big Dave Besant when he was at Wimbledon. Trying to think a few others that kind of Schmeichel.
Nah.
You definitely wouldn't mess with him. Bloke that size.
You can mess with him, but I don't think he was a hard man.
Nah. No, I suppose you wouldn't. You wouldn't really.
Graham Roberts and Dave Mackay. Oh, who would be a hard man right back?
Good question.
I suppose unless you inverted, you had Dix one side and Pierce the other side.
This is a true comment. It's not the dog in the fight; it's the fight in the dog, and all that. It is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, James Watson? Evening, mate. What's up, lads? Just popping in for 15 on lunch at work. Come on, you Spurs.
Men in midfield would have to be Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, and
See, I wouldn't call Vieira a hard man.
Graham Souness and Jimmy Case as a 4-4-2.
Jimmy Case and Graham Souness, definitely.
Graham, okay, we can go 4-4-2. Graham's, because that's a hard man's formation. 4-4-2. Graham Souness and Roy Keane. Just you wouldn't.
No, it's a fair shout. Is that? I'm just looking up one. There's an ex-Southampton player. I'm trying to remember which fullback position he played, but Mark Dennis from the 80s. He got sent off so many times.
Does that mean he's a hard man, or does that mean he's a thug?
I think a bit of both in that case.
Oh yeah. Big up Ryan. Would have loved to have seen Joe Jordan slap that Muppet Gattuso. Yeah, all day long.
Absolutely.
You can't. Gary Medal. Don't know him.
Medal was a Chilean player. He played for Cardiff.
Oh, don't know that one.
At least I think he was Chilean.
Don't know.
Yeah, from Chile.
Right. Oh, hang on. Do you want me to do some of these, Phil, or?
That's right. I'm just working my way through. It's just obviously
okay.
I think we've got 3 left to do. So we got Paul Stalteri. No.
Nope.
My brother called him the Tank Commander.
Joe Jordan is our hardest coach, maybe.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Although, looking at the chap at the moment, you wouldn't mess with him either. The head coach, I've forgotten his name now. It's the hitman basically. I know he's got a South American surname. I can't remember what it is now.
Ooh, right.
Dermot saying, "There's Dermot. Evening, lads. Just sat down to right, and the clothes drying in the machine. Great show, Mackay and Chopper Harris.
Oh yeah, Chopper Harris.
Chopper Harris, definitely.
But again, bit thuggy, isn't it?
It is. It is. You'd have to put Billy Bremner up there, except for you seeing Dave Mackay holding him up by his shirt and giving him what for, and then
he
realised
was a hard man until we met Dave Mackay.
Yeah, exactly.
Then, so who we going up front? The two up front. We going Hartson and Ferguson.
Yeah, who's left and right
be
midfield though? We haven't done left and right midfield.
I thought we just stuck 4 hard men in there. We did Case, Souness, Keane, and Vieira.
Okay, sorted. Be the worst football team you've ever imagined, but my God, we not get out that pitch.
Up front would have to be the ex Sheffield United player Billy Whitehurst.
It'd have to be Big Dunk as well. No teeth left.
Billy Whitehurst and Big Dunk. Billy Whitehurst.
Yeah. Should we just have a little pause for a minute? Because I think there might be something coming up.
I think there might be something coming up of interest here.
It's still Ricky Villa. It's still Ricky Villa. And it's Ricky Villa. What a goal.
Just so iconic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even if you're not a Spurs fan, that one's iconic.
Yeah.
See, with truth saying Pepe's not a hard man. He's a fuck.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Because he can't take a slap or anything without falling over like a,
bitch.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the word saying, didn't want to say the wrong word, but yeah, Pepe, no chance.
Let's give it the right word. I think I agree with Ben. Yeah. Ryan's saying here, what a goal. Absolutely. It's just that ultimate iconic FA Cup goal. Just it will never.
Should the keeper have done more?
He should have cried a little bit, I think, the keeper.
Yeah.
England's third choice then, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Ricky Villa's celebration is my favourite of everyone. Just runs around like an absolute crazed maniac, screaming at the top of his lungs.
Indeed.
What a fantastic run he scored. Yeah. Oh, hang on. What's this one then? Wasn't until Lucas did I ever have that feeling again. That was a long time. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that, no.
Nah, nor me. I was once they'd scored once, I was dead and buried, let alone when they got the second one. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever expect them to come out and somehow bang 3 in. But even that, in true Tottenham style, we got 2 very quickly and then still waited another 34 minutes before we got the winner.
Indeed. And just to make it that, I've told this one before, but just to make it that extra bit sweet for me was Liverpool had been 3-0 down against Barcelona. And I remembered back to Liverpool turning over Real Madrid in a home game, and just a little bit before that to turn a tie on its head. And Barcelona have always been crap in away games. Yeah. So I put the money on Liverpool to win 4-0 and us to get through on away goals because I just thought, why not? We could do it. You never know. So I put a £5 on it and won over 1,400 quid.
Quid. That's like, wow. That's got to be your best return ever, isn't it?
Oh yeah, by a mile. I mean, it was just a gut feeling. Yeah, Spurs Liverpool final. There was something that just stood out. It's going to happen. I don't know why. It's just
shame we played Liverpool that day. If we'd played Barcelona that day, we would have won.
Do you know what? I was so confident that the day before I finished work early, and I'll never forget driving home. And some guy was on TalkSport, Scouse fan, and he said, Liverpool are going to win. He said, and I'll tell you how I know. And the guy, whoever it was, is like, oh, how do you know that? He goes, look at the postcode for Anfield. And the guy's like, well, what is it? He goes, L40TH. And I lost the will to live.
It's just in the stars.
Yeah.
Well, it was made to be in the stars by the shitty referee, but
So our dreadful form at Anfield is down to the bloody post office.
yeah.
Damn them. And who owns the Royal Mail? The Queen. It's conspiracy. It's clear now. Absolutely crystal clear. The monarchy have got it in for Spurs.
Yeah, they do. That was probably one of the worst days of my life, that was. Being in Madrid, 40-degree heat, walking round, losing in 20 seconds. And then afterwards, the trains all broke. They didn't get back to the hotel till 2 in the morning. That was
just out of interest, how much did you pay for your ticket that night?
Oh, it was, I think it was something like 500 quid each, wasn't it? Something like that. Not including the price of flights and the price of the hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
The tickets were all right in the context of it's a Champions League final, and there aren't many tickets for the Champions League final with supply and demand. But when you have tickets to Madrid on like Ryanair go from 30 quid to 400 quid,
Yeah.
it wasn't even, actually, no, it was like 1,500 quid within a second.
That'll be down to the economists of supply and demand, wouldn't it? Sean always talks about supply and demand. Evening, Sean, if you're around.
It worked out for me in the end because I got to fly to it. I flew to Italy, did some work in Italy, and then flew to Madrid, and then I flew back via Italy. So I was able to do about 10 days worth of work.
Wow. Sorry.
True Sesame saying about the stakes. Oh, yeah, the song's coming in now.
I'm Steve Fraser. That's the one I was laughing at. Sorry, guys.
God save the Queen and her fascist regime. That's
Is that a song? God save the Queen and her fascist regime.
Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
True Sets 3, losing steam. Oh, train losing steam. Yeah, yeah. It was that Champions League final. I just had this bad feeling we'd lose. We'd rode our luck all the way to that final. We were not having a good season.
No team had lost back-to-back Champions League finals in something like 40-odd years. You know, when it's like everything is aligned against the mighty.
But the hope kept you going, didn't it? While it was 1-0, we had a nice little period towards the end of the game where you thought, "Oh Christ, come on, we could actually get something here."
But then the Origi scored, shouldn't he?
Yeah, but then the Origi goal, that was it. That was the worst feeling ever.
I mean, we might have won that game had it not been 3 weeks after the season. None of the players were fit for that game.
No.
Yeah.
As soon as they got that goal, all they had to do was put 10 men behind the ball in that temperature, 35-degree heat. It was just done for.
Posh as well on the no-win situation. Play Kane, doesn't work, get hammered for it. Don't play Kane and it doesn't work, get hammered for it.
Yeah.
My personal feeling at the time was, he should have found a way to play Moura and Kane, really, shouldn't he?
I wouldn't have started Kane. I'd have 60 minutes. I'd be like, "You're coming on." There is no way on this planet you should have started.
But then again, major final, and he's your star player at that point.
Yeah,
it's
but at
kind
that
of
point,
difficult to leave him out.
He wasn't fit, so it's
Harry Kane does not play well when he's not fit.
No.
Then there's the other argument of if you don't put somebody who you think might not be fit on the bench, you start them in case you need to replace them. Because if you bring them on and they break down, then you've wasted a substitution already.
But at that point, I think he was fit enough to play. He was like 80% fit. And then the Liverpool players would have been 80% fit by the end of the game. So it might have worked.
Yeah.
All I ever think is if Kane had come on, would he have been more influential than starting at the same time as everyone else?
I think it would have given the team a lift, is what I would think.
It was. Do you think Who do you think made the decision? Do you reckon Poch made the decision, or do you think up above?
Poch threw that game away because the moment we beat Ajax, Poch thought we'd already won the Champions League. He didn't even plan for the game. He thought in his own little mind that we'd won it. That he thought that God was on our side and we were just going to win. But there is no God in football unless it's Graham Roberts.
Yeah, or Steve
There's
Perry.
certainly no Tottenham bloody
Glenn
God.
Hoddle. Yeah. Stevie Fraser saying, I was so disappointed he started. He'd been out for a while and he was one of the slowest starters in the league. Yeah, there's true. Like I said, it felt like it was on a no-win situation, Posh, because whatever he did, it could have gone wrong. He would have got the blame either way. End of the day, couldn't really control what happened in the start of that game. If it hadn't been for that handball, would have played out different. Liverpool wouldn't have sat back like they did.
But we didn't create bugger all during the game, really, did we?
Couldn't. They put 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah.
And we're not good against low blocks, as we know.
Yeah.
It's how you play against Tottenham. You put 10 men behind the ball. You get a goal early and you put 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah. Evening to Chris.
Evening, Chris.
And Kane wasn't fit and Lucas got us there. Yeah. I guess I wonder how big a story that told Lucas that, despite the fact you've got us here, I still would rather a 70% fit guy play than you.
Next one's an interesting one. Kane does not turn up for finals.
He's
Could say that with the whole team.
He's never been fit for a
League
final.
Cup, Champions League.
But he's never been fit. He's never been fully fit for a final.
European Championship. There's not a final there. You can say he's been good.
Either, to be honest.
No.
The last couple of games before that final, after he took a challenge, I think it was in what game was it? He took a challenge in one of the games. It was the game before the Denmark game. He took a challenge and he just wasn't fit after that.
Well, that was Germany then, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he took a challenge in the Germany game and he just didn't look fit afterwards.
Is he just our version of snooker player Jimmy White?
Possibly,
Best player to never win the World Championship and in so many finals. Dermot saying Kane should not have played, not fit at all. Bad decision. That and the bent ref lost us that game. Yeah, so it's a combination of things. You can pick up one thing or another, and you're not sure which one would have made the difference. Yeah. They might just, even if he was fit, or perhaps Moura had started, Liverpool could well have turned us over anyway. I mean, let's be honest, they were a better team than we were that season.
They were brilliant.
Way ahead of us.
Yeah. I felt really bad for Moussa Sissoko because that year he was absolutely brilliant that year. He was one of the best players in the team. Turned up every week and put out 9 out of 10s every week. And for that season to end like that for him was a bit of a disgrace, and he never recovered from it.
Agree.
You can do everything right and still be punished.
And that evening to Rebecca.
Evening, Rebecca.
And we have big up,
Cheers,
Steve.
Stevie.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Well, we will see you again, no doubt, very soon.
Absolutely. Right. We're on the track to winning the game. What do you think's going through the players' minds back then? See it out or go for another goal?
See it out. Got to be in that.
Yeah.
If you look, and obviously what they did there's 2 or 3 times where Ricky Villa's pretty much had the ball on the halfway line. He still passed it back to the keeper.
I suppose, you don't want to make a mistake at that point, do you? And sort of give the other side.
Has Gary Brook come on yet?
I think he must have.
So I'm just looking at who went off.
There's Crooks. Archibald's still on, wasn't he?
Yeah, seen Crooks and Archibald, seen Hoddle and our dealers. Galvin's still there.
Let's
Yeah, there's your Glenn. Perryman's there.
Here,
No, there's our dealers. Maybe he's
yeah.
not on then.
Ooh, that wasn't a million miles away, was it? Oh,
No.
perhaps it was. Clements didn't look worried, did he? I mean, Alexic. Clements. Getting ahead of myself.
I'd love to see if we could choose a kit manufacturer to make the next Tottenham kit, who would you choose? Because I would definitely love to see a Lecoq Sportif back on the.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll just be one moment, lads. Okay.
Yeah, I like them. And I used to like the boots that Glenn Hoddle had with a little triangle on the side of the boot. I always wanted those. My dad would never buy them because they were like 10 times the price of anyone else. But
Yeah, so many kits you could choose from. The great, the really cool Puma kits that came out, like the turquoise one, and then you got the Admiral.
Yeah, I used to like those. The light blue ones. They were banging.
What's your answer for that, Coover? If you could choose the next Tottenham kit manufacturer, who would you choose? And it's got to be retro.
Got to be retro. I'll go back to those old Hummel. I want the 86, 87 kit.
That's a great choice.
Interested? No Ronaldo or Harry Maguire tonight.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not that we really care, but you know. So,
what's the chances of
Ryan's
Ralph
back
Rangnick getting the sack?
Of who?
Ralph Rangnick getting the sack.
Well, who do they bring in?
Well, they're screwed.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already lost that dressing room, in my opinion. I don't think he ever had it.
They can't afford not to get Champions League, can they?
No.
Not with like the likes of CR7 on the books and everything. It'll be
There's a lot of talk about easing crisis talks, and he'll be gone in the summer, won't he?
Yeah.
He doesn't look happy, does he?
He'll be off to America, I think, Ronaldo. If they don't get in the Champions League, he'll go to America.
Certainly be a lot of people interested, that's for sure. Donut saying Hummel as well.
Yeah. Puma. This is the one that always keeps coming around. Poch to United.
But how much would it cost them? Will he leave Paris Saint-Germain?
Well, the thing is, if he can't master the dressing room there, there's no point in him doing it at Old Trafford, is it? Because he's going to have the same issue.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think there's enough young players going to come through at United to make his stay worthwhile. Because Ronaldo will leave, definitely. If he stays, then Posh has got problems. Because Posh always seems to just work with the youngsters. The ones that will give him 100% buy into his ideas, no prima donnas. That's why it was always a bit puzzling to me, him going to PSG. Didn't seem the right fit to me.
No. Even though he was a player there, so it should be a fit, but it just isn't.
Yeah. Dortmund, he could go to.
Yeah.
He'd be in his absolute element there, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Absolutely.
There
he is. Just magnificent seeing Stevie P coming up for a trophy.
I'm just going to take this out. True sets you free. Thanks for a great game. Have a good night. Yeah, and you, my friend.
No, mate. Cheers.
I'm just going to wait for the fan to come jumping.
Absolutely.
I was sad when he said that the guy had passed away.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah. Nice that he met him at a later date, though, as well, though.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, they cut away from it.
Yeah. Oh, you can see he's like saying, I was sorry about that. I couldn't help myself.
Couldn't do that now. There'd be something you couldn't do that now. Be in prison for life.
It's so good just to see all those happy, smiling faces, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no humanity in football anymore. It's a controlled, horrible world.
You know, it's like, do they all go? Does everyone give them their scarves and hats now when people go up to the?
There are a few, but it's not the same.
Here's my mum's favourite, Aussie. She absolutely adored Ozzy Ardiles. Well, yeah, so did I, to be fair.
Who didn't?
Yeah. Oh no, but Ozzy was special for Mum. She just thought he was so fun and cute.
I still
Always
adore
wanted
Ozzy
that.
Ardiles. What a chap. What a lovely
Yeah.
bloke.
As my mum said, as soon as he said Indy Cup with Tottenham, her knees melted.
Yeah. I mean, what's it called? The night after the Juventus game, when Moussa Dembele had his absolute worldie of a performance, and it was just the entire team was crap apart from Eriksen, and it was just Moussa Dembele versus Juventus, and he just schooled them off the park.
Mm.
Sitting in, I got tickets from the hierarchy, so I sat in like the royal box to watch Moussa Dembele turn up at the Allianz Arena. And it was magic. And getting back to the hotel, and then
Sorry, I'll be right back. Sorry.
Was that the 2-2 game, Ben?
1-0. Or was it 2-0?
What?
I know,
When was it? Recently?
Yeah, 2-0.
Yeah, because we went 2-0 down, didn't we, after about 10 minutes? Then Kane got
scored
one
a goal, and Dembele scored.
Yeah.
I got back to the hotel, what was it, whatever it was in the evening, and just Ozzy Ardiles was there being nice to everyone, just shaking everyone's hands. Of course, my dad bought him a drink. He was just like, get that man a drink.
I'm surprised. And then
both Ozzy and Paul Miller were there. It was brilliant.
Dermot just with Super Spurs and Super Aussie. Yeah. That's it. Quality.
Oh, do you remember a program called The Wonder Years?
Yeah.
And it was Arnold, wasn't it, the main character? His elder brother, I just realised Mark Falco looks like him. Oh, they just desperately want to see more scenes like this again, don't we?
Yeah.
Just some sort of happy memories would be brilliant.
People were talking about, want the league and Champions League and things like that, but we were talking about this before. The FA Cup was something special. It was it was just the event of the year for us and domestic. You
used to get up at like 10 o'clock in the morning. They started the pre-match build-up, didn't they? The journey to the Wembley, everything you could think of, and it was just.
And you just couldn't miss a second of it. You wanted to take all of it in.
In the words of the immortal Chaz and Dave, every team that's in the country get their chance to play. It's just that.
Yeah. Oh dear. Need more, please. Bring it back. That is our trophy.
Win the FA Cup again.
Sorry?
We need to win the FA Cup. I'd love to see us win the FA Cup.
I want that above any other trophy. Although we keep saying about how many years we haven't won the league and we get teased about that, I'd still want the FA Cup first. We'll do the league that season after if need be.
I mean, the FA Cup was jewel in the crown for Tottenham. It'd be this, if we won the FA Cup, it'd be the sign that we're back as a football club.
It would. It'll be basically recreating this moment, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All the crap that's gone on before, we're back. This is ours again. Just get on the trail.
What was the better team, 81 FA Cup winners or 91 FA Cup winner?
81 for me.
Yeah, 81's a better team.
All day long, isn't it?
Mm.
I suppose if you ask yourself, who from 91 would have got into this side?
Gaza.
Yeah.
I suppose Lineker would probably.
So if you say that, though, Ben, who would Gaza have got in ahead of? Villa, Galvin, or our dealers?
Oh.
Because he ain't playing anywhere else, is he?
Gaza's got to get in that team. It'd have to be Ricky Villa. It's the only.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah. Funny enough, Gaza's one of the few people that could have scored a goal like that as well.
Yeah.
He scored some bangers in his day.
Certainly did.
The Scotland one itself is just.
Just a shame we have to go back talking 30 years ago just to be talking about players of that caliber. I suppose it's not that long ago where we had Posh here and we had a fantastic team, but
I mean, we've had a Ballon d'Or winner play in the last 20 years, but rather we had a Ballon d'Or winner that was playing for the club. At least we've got a World Cup winner for once.
Yeah.
Somewhat. And with Derek Hutchinson's Champions League has killed the FA Cup nowadays. I don't think so. It's Ferguson that killed the FA Cup by arresting players for it. The man deserves to go to prison for that.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd go before that. Sky TV.
Yeah.
Premiership.
You think it was the only game? It was the only game all season that you watched live. Now, how many do you watch in a weekend? 5, 6?
Yeah, exactly. Saturated with football, oversaturated. Champions League adds to that as well. Just so much. There's no occasion there.
I would 100% give the winner of the FA Cup the 4th Champions League position. I'm going to die on this hill. It'd bring back it'd bring back the fanfare of it. Like, imagine that you win the FA Cup and you get to play with the elite of football. That would be magic, I think.
Yeah. Oh, just a message in there for you, Coo, just from Andrew Bailey. Cubit, have you got any...
hello, mate. Right. Okay, good to hear from you, Andrew. Just saying, can you contact me as I lost my phone and all my numbers? Yep, no problem, mate. I shall...
Is it in our contacts on our page anywhere?
There probably is. I'll have to look it up in a minute. Yeah, I think my email address might be in the contacts on the page info, mate.
According to Matty Hayes, I think we've made a bid for Adama Traore finally.
So, okay, there's my next question then before we wrap up. Who's made the bid?
Paratici.
So does that mean Levy's out of the equation of transfer dealing?
Well, I think Paratici's always been a fan of Adama Traore. So I think Paratici wants him. It's whether Conte wants him.
That's
but he's a good squad player. It sort of flipped my opinion. The squad players we have are just not good enough. We need squad players. We need some better squad players because the squad players we have, as in Dele, Ndombele, Lo Celso, Tanganga, Rodon, they're just not good enough. And we need new squad players. Even if they're not as good as the current ones we've got, they might put some effort in.
Yeah, Dermot's saying yes. I'm presuming he means that Levy's out of the transfer equation. So if it is, he's got no issue at the club anymore. He'll go down in folklore now as a great guy because he's finally, after 20 odd bloody years, started doing it. But
Levy can't get any respite until we've won a Premier League title.
Yeah.
Or at least we've started winning cups again. That's the only time he's going to get some sort of respite is when we start winning things again.
Yeah, absolutely. That was Dermot for a second then. Yeah, I mean, it's just a waiting game at the moment, isn't it? We're all guessing as to who's running what, who's really doing these transfers. You get the feeling by the end of the window, we're going to have a pretty good idea what's going on.
Yeah, I would say.
All I can say is Paratici bought Traore for Juventus. He's not a fan of him. He's always been a fan of him, but it's just whether this is a correct sign. Because hopefully, as much as we don't like Traore as a footballer, if he comes into this Tottenham team and becomes an absolute world beater, all of us will be singing his praises.
I mean, that rumor about Paratici and Conte having a bust up.
It's wrong.
Oh no! I was going to say I was hoping it was a good punch up. That means Italian style. That means they worked something out.
Yeah, that's what usually happens.
Yeah.
But all I know is Paratici and Conte meet every single day, and I noticed at the Morecambe game, 2 seats behind Conte, 2 rows behind him, Paratici was back in the team area like he was at the start of the season. So that tells me that Conte wants him to be near the team, whereas Nuno didn't.
Andrew saying, I can see the Twitter, but can I leave you my email on here? You can. I'm trying to think, is there an easier way to do it? Yeah, you certainly can, mate. I'll make a note of it if you don't mind it being on there. Let's make yeah, anyway, okay, yeah.
Leave it in the comment on the stream. Sorry, lads. Just leave it in the comment on the stream, Andrew. Private comments in the stream, and then instead of putting it up on screen, leave it in the comment on the stream underneath, and we get it that way. I will put email addresses for everyone on there. I apologise. That was my oversight. I do apologise again, and I'm sorry for crashing the show. So I'm sorry again.
No worries. No worries. Sorted then. Right. Anything else we're gonna deal with apart from scratching our back?
No.
Oh,
we are there.
Yeah,
we are looking to wind up the show then, aren't we?
All right. Okay.
Comments all dealt with, I believe so. Near enough.
Yeah, completely up to date. It's like, well, we're cooking on gas.
Absolutely. Let's get off the stream while we're on a high note. Doesn't get any better than watching Stevie Perryman lifting the cup, really.
Certainly doesn't. Well, thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Again, we will say our standard. If we could please ask you to like, subscribe, and please feel free to comment. But thank you for joining us, and we will be back tomorrow morning.
Oh, and don't forget share as well. Sharing the page around is great. The more people we reach, the more we're going to be able to start getting more content in. It's that's the way things work on YouTube. Right, we shall see you tomorrow.
All right.
Back in the morning with Ben and possibly Dermot. We'll be doing the morning show again. Right. And
Take
we'll
care.
see you later.
When the Spurs go marching in,